We're gonna have two.
Okay, opening the meeting of. It's the date today, 25th, January 25th, 2026. First order of business here is permit number 2508. S or 5?
Yes.
S. Okay, it's a 2-lot subdivision. Application by Shane Brown. Jamie Brown also apparently he signed it. Before total acres in the lot. Okay, I guess before we get started, I would have to swear in everybody who is planning on testifying in this meeting. You plan on testifying at auction or you just observing? Okay, so I assume you're both going to testify, somebody has to.
Yeah.
So do you swear to tell the whole truth to the best of your knowledge pertaining to this agenda that we have in front of us?
Yes.
Okay. So do you want to give us a rundown of what you're trying to do here?
I'd like to subdivide this. It'll probably end up being about 8-acre parcel for our oldest son, Joshua Brown.
So there was some question about deeds here. Just reading this letter here about a warranty deed. You bought the property as a single lot.
Yeah, we bought it as a single lot. And I guess what happened is maybe the realtors did the subdivision that Jose had done up that never got
Or was it
approved
finalized?
through you guys.
Okay.
And then our lawyers, both of them, went off that survey that was no good.
So that survey showed the entire lot that you bought though, right?
Yeah.
It showed it as two
Yes,
lots.
right. Same law, it just had it as 17-acre and a 37-acre.
Right.
So,
But you bought it as a 54.
yes, yeah.
So it never fully went through the subdivision, so as far as where it was a single lot. Okay,
So it just has a line in it that's not supposed to be there.
that survey does.
Yes.
That survey was never recorded. That was
Oh.
a preliminary survey,
Okay,
then it had amended at the hearing. But they'd used the old survey to do the deed work. Dick Sargent said they could just amend the deed.
Yeah. Okay. After looking at the lot, does anybody have any preferences on this concern?
The only thing I noticed was the typo for the shared dug well benefiting lot 2A. That lot is actually lot 1. When the original one was done. Water line benefiting 2A. The actual lot is lot 1.
Yeah,
Miracle, but.
Yeah.
And the other thing that stood out to me was I didn't notice a note or a reference to the wastewater permit numbers. And we haven't been requiring the surveyors to map the fields, disposal fields, but we have in the past asked to have reference to those wastewater numbers put on note or something, being the residential lots. Matt Reed was the one that explained that he didn't provide ability of mapping the subject systems and other utilities.
so do you have wastewater permits for both the lots?
Yeah.
So you could put that in your notes here, up on the side here.
I don't see it.
Let's reference the pertinent wastewater permits for each
Right.
lot. So,
We're sharing this spring. So I had to do the water test and a meter test, how many gallons a minute.
yeah,
And I just dropped that off to Dexter LaFavor Monday. And we're waiting for the results on the water test for 2 weeks.
yeah,
And I told him how that lot got. Cause he drew up the plans with that map also. That had the 17-acre subdivision.
sure,
And he said, no problem. He said, once you guys get it. This map. From the new map, from the surveyor, he just amend that permit and reissue it all.
yeah,
So he's all on board.
subdivision review criteria from 114. So. We have to have a lot that's at least 2 acres. Has to have at least a 2-acre regularly shaped lot along the roadside for each lot. So I believe that there, yeah, this here, you got 300 feet that way. This line could be, it doesn't have to be perpendicular to the road. It can be like 20 degrees off. I don't know if it'd be this far over, but and then going all the way back, this line can also be 20 degrees off this line. So. Kind of calculator just by an eyeball, I would say there's 2 acres in there. If you imagine a 300 by 300 square foot lot is pretty close to 2 acres.
When I scaled it with blue beam, it came to like 2.08.
Regular shaped in this.
But that was before you guys moved a pin on the other side of the driveway.
We added another 50 feet and over to the right 10 to make it more square.
Yeah. So,
So that one's more square, that one's by the question
you're right. That one's pre-existing though.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that neighbor.
So we're doing this one.
Well, it's pre-existing, but as far as when we're figuring how much land there is,
Right. See if I can remember that or.
but because he moved that pin to the other side of the driveway, I believe that probably takes it.
Yeah, I can-
Makes up for that.
I can pull up blue beam and I'll.
Oh, so it's here now.
No, this pin right here was on the side of that right away.
Okay, it's here.
So the actual son's house is out here.
You guys have one that's got the red line on it? Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You guys think this regularly shaped fits in there
Yeah,
pretty easily?
I think it does, but Michael's doing the calculations.
I think it does too, but I'm also pulling up blue beam just so that we can confirm that.
So this driveway's gonna split here now. So,
Yes, yeah, it's a shared driveway.
that actually works.
Yeah, like I said, the angle of that line is,
It's just a little more than 20, right?
yeah. But again, that's the pre-existing lot between,
But yeah, but that doesn't matter, because if you're making a subdivision, you gotta make it.
what I'm saying is that he can't control, we
Right,
can't.
we can't control this,
Right,
but you can control everything else to make it fit the criteria of a
Right.
regulation.
that line has no bearing on any of the other ones, it's this front line and that back line.
Right.
And those two are fine. The only one that is outside of that perpendicular, that 20% perpendicular, is the pre-existing.
So then you have to bring an imaginary one in here.
Right, to bring it within
We
20.
would go within
degrees.
20 degrees past that pin to that back line. Right, and then that's what I'm wondering, does it still fit the criteria?
That was not my interpretation
That's,
of that. With
That's all right.
pre-existing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to fit a regularly shaped lot on it. Within. the lot that's there.
you guys follow what we're trying to do?
Somewhat.
Michael's working on it. We have to, it needs to be a regularly shaped 2 acre lot that can fit here. And so the guidelines for that are that the angles can't be more than 20 degrees off square. So this one, Michael's doing the measurements right now on the computer, but this looks like it's closer to 30 than 20. So that means we have to make an imaginary line that here, goes past this pin to the back line. That is exactly 20 degrees, and then still see if this all still makes 2 acres. If we fit that, then we're. You guys don't need to see this one. Take off this. I think.
Move on to the next thing, I'll let you know.
Alright. It looks close, so.
So, you know. Whatever you lose here.
Right.
You pick up on the back.
On the back line. So that'll be 300 by about 300
Plus a little bit.
plus a little bit over.
You know. It's close.
What is an acre per feet?
64.
It's like 40.
Oh, it is 40, you're right.
Yeah, it's
46.
Right, so frontage. Each of these lots has more than 150 feet of frontage. Or adjusted lot lines cannot cause an existing structure to become non-compliant. So, I'm not seeing where anything's making any buildings within 25 feet. Yeah. 75. So I think the closest one is this little outbuilding here, but I think even that's more than 25 feet.
Well over.
It's a 50-foot, right of way there.
At perpendicular is 2¼ acres.
Okay, we're good. Thank you, Michael.
Okay. Like that. Thanks to subdivision plan criteria. Four. Okay, so essentially you've got a somewhat of a community water system, but you're getting permits for that. You've got wastewater, individual septic systems, permits for that.
Yeah.
Usable lots. Utilities, all existing and proposed utilities and associated rights of way shall be shown on the final plat and be located.
The power lines.
Yeah, the only ones I noticed were the wastewater ones. Your overhead power was there, your underground power approximated by you.
Okay,
So Mike, when you said this was lot one, my lot,
Yeah,
mine says lot one.
right, but when you read up further where it's talks about your shared dug well and the proposed water line utility easement benefiting lot.
Oh, yeah, okay, says 2A.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because the original incorrect subdivision
right.
had
So-
that.
oh,
So for your own purposes, you definitely want to change that, I think more accurate. Okay, street design and layout. Street design. Great. Names. Safe and attractive pedestrian environment shall be provided as appropriate to the scale of the subdivision. I think a driveway fits that purpose for a 2-lot subdivision. Subdivision is not 10 or more lots. 10-year period. stormwater management. Standard for subdivision. State has stormwater management policies now. That's really kind of out of our criteria. Were you installing any fire hydrants, fire ponds, dry hydrants?
No,
Streets or sidewalks and recreation areas, on the land. A lot of the stuff that I'm going through pertains to larger subdivisions. It's in here because we have subdivision and zoning regulations, we're able to do at a municipal level what other towns like Craftsbury would have to do for Act 250. So we kind of go through some of this stuff. Were there any ag soils on that lot?
what's that?
Well, no.
Jim? Yep, survey here, and it has soils.
Okay.
Silent meeting we should talk about, because the way that I read. So. It doesn't matter what that's all state ones. I don't know what's close to that and stuff is. Something like eating that.
Again, this is what those strengths were.
But in terms of straight around something. You can't ignore that one, because this one is the one that you can for. Yeah. Could be that. I don't agree with. So somebody, one of you two will have to clarify for that one after the meeting. It doesn't matter for this, but I just need to understand.
Okay. All right, as far as the statewide soils, I believe in the past, we have waived the requirement to show that on prints for small subdivisions. So non-conforming lot here. I think that pretty much runs through the subdivision criteria. Anything you'd like to add? You guys have any further concerns? Entertain a motion to accept this subdivision. So presented.
With the typo correction. Oh, that's you.
Right,
And the wastewater permit numbers printed on top.
Yeah.
Okay. I would second that motion.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion is passed.
Do we have any minutes we need to approve? Nope.
Did you have enough signature from someone? I don't think that came down and signed anything. You didn't need everybody signing, did you?
There's three.
So, okay.
It's for rolling.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I can find that now if it makes a difference. No, roosters.
We also need to generally we just have the chairs.
Oh, well, that's what I thought. So,
Thank you.
Thanks.
So if there's nothing else on the agenda, I make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, they do, right?
the other thing is we gotta clarify from like,
You just have to help me understand it, actually, you see, I still have it,
Jake.
and it can be done over an email, Brian, on this whole word.
it's best that I try.
Yeah, just don't have my sidekick with me.
I didn't recognize you.
He's so much more well known than I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you just know that KB is 20%. What I'm getting is.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about you, so, yeah, you've been a lot of
So
stuff.
when I read.
Yeah, I stopped